What is up, everybody? Luke Film Boss here, and today I will be reviewing The Blind. Now, for anybody who's not familiar with this movie, The Blind is a biopic about Phil Robertson from the time when he was a kid up until his earlier years as a father, and it goes into some of his darker past, him getting into alcoholism and how he treated his family poorly back then. And it's a very interesting story. Quite frankly, I did not think that the execution was the greatest. It's kind of slow, but I can do slow. I like slow movies if it's written in a way that still keeps you engaged, keeps those emotions fresh and continually jabbing at your heartstrings. This movie should do all of that, but yet it kind of just becomes trivial almost. It's not poorly made. The movie is a fairly good looking film. It's got some good moments, good character moments even, that do make you feel, but then they're just spaced out between other, scenes that you really should be invested in, but just for some reason, maybe it's just me, but I was not. It kind of just was like, oh yeah, this was what happened, but it didn't really make me care too much. And there's a few reasons why I think that is. Maybe it's because I already know how it turned out with Phil Robertson and the whole family. But then again, that shouldn't matter because there's a lot of movies where I did kind of know what the outcome was going to be, or even just movies that I've seen bunches and bunches of times that I know what the ending is, but the emotional moments still hit me the same. This movie just couldn't get those emotions out of me like most movies did or do, and it was just kind of boring at times. So that was definitely a problem. To kind of put this in more perspective, another movie that came out earlier this year, The Jesus Revolution, is a historical film based on the Jesus movement that happened in the 60s. And I didn't really know much about this, but yet I found the movie to be just great. I loved it. Somehow that movie managed to not fall into the same pitfalls that The Blind did, where The Blind was kind of uninteresting. I knew who Phil Robertson was. I like Phil Robertson. I wanted to see more about his background, and I thought that was interesting. But yet the movie as a whole, while I did enjoy getting the information and knowing more about him, it just didn't pay off as a movie experience, whereas Jesus Revolution really paid off for me as this emotional, just full of highs and lows, happy and sad moments, just a full-on great movie. The Blind just wasn't that. So overall, The Blind has good intentions. It's a very good message, a strong message about, the saving grace of Jesus and how somebody can turn their life around from, the sinful things that they do, and how bad sin really is, the consequences and the downfalls that sins can, have on a family and on a man and a woman or whoever. And that stuff's all really great. And so that's why I'm kind of being a little bit more critical about this movie, is because all of the pieces were there. The filmmaking quality is there. Some of the writing is actually really good, but some of it just isn't interesting. It's just kind of gets boring. And the pacing, I think, definitely was the biggest problem. Pacing. Maybe it wasn't exactly the writing, but it was how it was all thrown together and paced. And so overall, it wasn't a super enjoyable film. I still thought it was interesting, but had I not had any background with the Robertsons or Phil Robertson, I probably would have given this movie an even lower score. So right now I'm going to give The Blind a 50% in quality, a 70% in enjoyment, because once again, I did enjoy seeing, where Phil Robertson kind of came from. But if I hadn't known who he was and wasn't interested already, I probably would not have found the movie even as interesting as I did. So overall, I give the movie a 60%. That's my score for The Blind. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to help you be on the lookout for more videos from Luke Film Boss. Bye.